Yo, what's good, fam? It's your boy Jay Shine, man. I'm in the car again, riding. You know, about to go pick up my little princess, man, my little baby girl, the future. But speaking of the future, you know, and our little girls, man, I want to talk about our sister, Sandra Bland. Our sister Sandra, man, she's dead, you know what I mean, as you know. And she had passed away, and, you know, her family's been on TV talking about the situation, and there's an ongoing investigation and all that crap, right? So I'm gonna go a different direction in this video that a lot of people might not like. You know, now I'm not gonna say she deserved it, and we're not gonna have that conversation. No one deserved what happened to her. No one deserved to be arrested for what she was arrested. That whole altercation should have been avoided, and that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about what's really going on and how we need to start combating it. Blacks right now do not fight the right fights. And let me digress for just 1 second and get up Sandra Bland. Let me give you a great example so I can qualify what I'm about to say in the rest of this video. Our brother Eric Gardner was choked out. Broad daylight, on camera. Right? The verdict, no verdict. The decision came back not to indict. Okay? Around the same time that decision came down, the Ferguson decision came down. And both the decisions came down before Black Friday, 2014, right? So you had some protests, you had some sit-ins. But the numbers that came back from Black Friday show no drop-off in sales. Christmas sales, Thanksgiving sales, or just sales in general, because that's the best time to buy stuff like big screens and deals on shoes and whatever, right? So black people didn't pull their dollar back. That's what I'm going to say. Black people did not pull their dollar back. We don't attack things properly. Going out and arguing and yelling and belittling the cops, that's not going to change their behavior. What's going to change their behavior is the political class that puts constraints on them. That's going to change their behavior. The cops are acting the way they can because they've been trained to act the way they can, and they have policies that allow them and encourage them to act the way they can. What I mean by that? Why are you asking somebody a question when you pulling them over for just give them a speed ticket or any type of lane change? Give them the ticket, move on. The only question should be, do you have driver's license and registration? And in some states, they might have to ask for proof of insurance. That's all the cops should be asking for. These long-winded conversations and then them turning up and raising their voice and you know, and elevating the situation doesn't make any, not elevating the situation, escalating the situation, excuse me. It makes no damn sense to me. And the reason why this is happening is because policies to raise money from these counties all over the country and these municipalities all over the country, they're going out there and making money off of people. So they encourage the cops, stop people for any little thing to bring money into the county through tickets or even just court appearances. And we keep falling for this and dealing with this key, vital part of the problem. And no one's addressing it. We just saw what came out of the DOJ when they finished the investigation of Ferguson. And they saw how dirty they were, how they would just basically had these people in slavery, how they would just put them in jail, charging them, all types of warrants. I mean, just people owe all kinds of money. Poor people who can't afford nothing. They can't afford to keep their registration up, but you expect them to pay hundreds of dollars for not having registration. It's just crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And this is the nonsense that's going on, and we're not coming at it the right way. So how do you come at it the right way? You punish them through money. You punish them through money. Black people, you are the biggest consumer in the goddamn country. The biggest. They say $1 trillion come through our hands every year, and that's including people who are on EBT cards, welfare, disability, whatever. We spend a lot of bread in this country, but we're not willing to punish nobody. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm in the grocery store. This is back when Obama was running for office the second time. So this is 2012. And I'm in there, I see a sister, you know, we're in the toilet tissue aisle, paper towel aisle. And I see she has an Obama shirt on. You know how black people are, we like to show out but don't do anything. And so I go to the sister and she picks up some Bounty tissue, paper towels, and some Mardi Gras napkins. And I'm like, all right, Jane, what I'm gonna do? I gotta say something. I don't know how this is gonna go because she looks a little ratchet, but I gotta inform the sister. So I go to her and I tell her, I said, look, sister, look at the back of that package. And if you see down there, it says, you know, manufactured by Georgia or distributed by Georgia Pacific. Georgia Pacific is a distributor or a subsidiary of the Koch brothers. And making paper towels and napkins is easy money. That's not something hard to make. That's straight cake, man. You know what I mean? So when you buying all these paper towels and toilet paper from Georgia Pacific, you just giving money hand over fist to the Koch brothers. So what am I talking about? What I'm trying to get at is this. I told the sister this. I said, look, the Koch brothers are the ones that are giving all this money to the Republicans to go against Obama. So if you support Obama, you know you're not really helping them by giving them money. They're giving these people tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, not just to the presidential, you know, candidates, but also to, you know, state, local levels, Congress, all of that. Everybody up for, you know, election on the Republican side is probably getting some money from the Koch brothers. So in essence, sister, you're giving more money to the Republicans and their cause than you're giving to Barack Obama. And she looked at me, she's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm thinking I'm getting through to her. And she started to put it back on the counter and on the shelf. And maybe this is some internal shit between the brothers and sisters. I don't know. But I don't want to get off into that right now. But she put it back. And then she took it right back off the shelf. And she looked me dead in my face and said, well, damn, I like these. So, you know, I don't know what to say. And walked off. So I sat here and wasted 5 minutes of my time trying to educate this sister and support her cause for the brother that in the White House, right? And she didn't care. She didn't care. I mean, I can't even, it's so hard for me to even talk on this because this is the heartbroken part. I see things a little different than y'all people. You know what I mean? You know, family, I see a lot of things differently. I see people dying and people get emotional about that, and I get it. But I look at other things as the most dramatic aspects of our issues. And this is right here. The money is the problem. And we're so reckless with our money, and we're not smart with our money, and we're not powerful with our money. But every other group is. And that's why they get concessions and we get none. We get none. So now our sisters out here getting their asses whooped. That's the fourth sister in the last year that I can remember or seen on film being manhandled by the police. Oh, I'm sorry, the fifth sister. The fifth that I've seen on camera being manhandled by the police. You remember our sister out in California getting the shit beat out of her by that cop on the side of the highway. I mean, of course, you know the pool. I mean, look, man, they are not playing. It's not just about black men no more. It's about all of us. They're sick of black people. They're sick of black this, black that. This is the Obama backlash. And instead of being smart with our money and smart politically, we've been reckless. We've been giving more money to the other side than we've been giving to ourselves. We didn't punish the system when the decisions came down in Ferguson and the decision came down in New York. So Black Friday all these companies got their money. And you know what these companies are doing? They're taking their money back and giving it back to the political system to vote against you. You know what I mean? These people are the ones incarcerating. They're the ones coming up with the laws and the policies to put this pressure on your people. And to put pressure on your people means they got to unleash the beast, the police. So it enhances confrontation with the police. And now with the fuckery they're doing with the grand juries, they're getting off. They're getting off. When they're completely out of line. This cop was out of line. Without question. Because he started the whole situation. I'm not going to say she was off chain. She was talking a lot and she was upset. But I could see why her sister was upset. The man asked her a question. She gave him the answer. He didn't like the answer. Then he started getting into put the cigarette out and all this other crazy, misogynistic, asshole, power shit. He was on a power trip. And he created a whole situation. So one, this sister had no business being arrested and put in jail. It should have been the altercation. The cop created the whole situation. Improper lane change, that is a pullover offense. I guess it is, man. Is it minor? Yeah, but for a small town in Texas, that's money, man. That's an excuse to get a ticket and make their money. But that's the thing. He didn't give her a ticket. He was going to give her a warning, but then he didn't leave her alone. He started asking her questions about her attitude and what was wrong with her and all sorts of crap, which ain't got nothing to do with anything, But he wanted to do it because he felt he had the right to do it. Then he threatens her, never tells her she's under arrest until she says, I'm not under arrest. And then he says, yes, you are, when he never said you was under arrest. It was completely out of line, just out of control. But policies and the rules of engagement for police towards the civilians is been drawn up where they can get away with doing this kind of crap. And instead of talking through money, which we have a lot of in the black community, you know what I'm saying? We not handling business. We just letting this shit ride and going out there and being emotional and talking about, Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, but we're not doing anything with the money. Punish them. Punish these communities. Punish these businesses. You saw what happened with the gay situation. Those businesses came in quick as hell because they don't want no static. Because the next step is, why are you doing business in the state? Why are you doing business with these people who support, who are against gay rights? Why you? That's how it's done. The same thing. Look at Donald Sterling. Look what really hurt them and made the NBA really move on his ass. Is when sponsors started pulling out the Clippers and started hurting the Clippers' money. That was bad for the league, man. It's all about money. Period. I don't understand what y'all don't understand. It's about money. That's what Amerikkka is about. Money. The American dream. Money. Balling out of money. People with power don't really care about money. Money to them is a tool. They don't worship it like black people do. We worship materialism. And now one of our sisters is dead, man. Because after all this shit that's been going on for the last few years, since Trayvon and Sean Bell, we still won't get it together and deal with the money. Every black person in the house I go into, they got all the newest TVs. They got TVs at work, but they got to get a new one. Bags, red bottoms, all the shit that go to people who hate us. You give money to people who hate you. These cops are controlled by the money interests in their town. New York City cops are controlled by the businesses. If we shut down Black Friday, that's how you would have got a special prosecutor. And an indictment. But now you got a sealed grand jury's process. It's still sealed. We don't know what was presented in that grand jury. And you got a whole city up in flames. And this is how much they don't respect the citizenry. They don't respect the citizens. Y'all disrupting traffic, y'all doing sit-ins, y'all annoying everybody, y'all making a lot of noise. But y'all don't boycott the businesses. If y'all boycott the businesses in New York City for one day, just one day, somebody would have been standing on the mayor's desk. and he would have got a special prosecutor. Cuomo would have been moved off his ass to appoint a special prosecutor. Y'all would have got a special prosecutor. And if they made that move, they would have had to make the right move. They couldn't make that move and then put, some guy that had a jaded past in there. They couldn't do that. Because that would have been on them. Because it would have been their pick. You understand? It's one thing to have a sitting prosecutor like in Ferguson. That was a sitting prosecutor who had all the power to do it. And the only person that could remove him was the governor, Jay Nixon. And he decided not to do it because he's a white supremacist himself. He's a racist bastard himself. He got a goddamn military situation going on in one of his cities. All types of foul attention going on around the world to one of his cities. And he don't even think that's enough to put it in a special prosecutor. And then this prosecutor the sitting prosecutor gets on TV and dares him. Just punks him. Well, if he wants to remove me, remove me. Dared him. That shows you the real power. Black people, we gotta speak with our dollars. Or if we don't do this, if we stop sitting here and buying these nigga trinkets and keep buying shit and spending money indiscriminately, this is really not hard. It just takes discipline. I don't buy new stuff. Everything I got in my house that's been new, I got on Craigslist. I bought off people who already bought it. So I hold people who are down and out. And I get it for dirt cheap. Somebody wants $600 for a flat screen TV. I could tell by the type of TV it is, they really hurting. So I know I'm gonna get that joint for $400. I go look at it, it's in good shape. Nice doing business with you. But I'm not giving my money to businesses. See, the businesses don't see that money. They don't see me as Circuit City or Best Buy. I'm not online putting more money, new money into the game. I'm not circulating my funds. And that's the key, circulating money. That's how the economy works. And no one circulates money more than black people. Nobody. You got a lot of black people out here who got good causes and they can't get $5 out of a brother or sister, let alone $1 out of brothers and sisters. But those same brothers and sisters that won't give $1 or $5 to their own people who got a noble cause, they go right into the store and spend hundreds of dollars with some people who hate them. We got inappropriate behavior. I've said this before. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. He's the one that etched that in my mind. Every time I think about shit like this, I hear Dr. Claude Anderson's voice saying inappropriate behavior. Black people got inappropriate behavior. I can't do his voice, but, I love that brother. Love that brother, man. He talking real, man. It's about money. A white senator got on the floor during the Bill Clinton impeachment and said out his own mouth, when they say it's not about sex, it's about sex. When they say it's not about money, oh yeah, it's about money. They say America's about patriotism and hard working on. It's not about none of that bullshit. It's about money. Period, man. And more sisters like her will end up in, more sisters and brothers like Sandra are going to end up in situations like they're in because we as black people as a group don't give a shit about each other. You heard me. Y'all don't give a shit about each other. Y'all know damn well what has to take place, man. What needs to be done. But y'all don't want to do it. Nigga trinkets. Got the newest iPhone, the latest Samsung Galaxy, got the latest tablets. You got a perfectly working tablet at the house, but you gotta get the new one. Just bought one last year. Up in the phone store, Verizon store, the Sprint store, trying to figure out how you can get, a new one with the two-year agreement price. When you're only 1 year through your current agreement. Nigga shit, man. And spend time. Think about the time it takes to go in the store to do that. But ain't got no time to pick up a book or no time to pick up and read what's going on in the news around the country with your own people. No time to read, state law or your county laws. No time. You get that new phone, that new tablet, and you don't have enough sense to use that powerful device to educate yourself or take a window. It's a window into the world to see what's going on out here. There's no reason right now to be disconnected. Absolutely none. Compared to our people back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, who had movements and had to connect to each other, and some of them didn't even have a phone in their house, and everybody got a phone in their pocket, and we not connected. This is not hard, fam. This sister is dead because of us. That's right. Every time something like this happens to somebody, it's our fault. We should shut the government down financially, man. Shut them down financially. Lean on each other. Live off the bare residuals for a while. I was just watching this this show called John Oliver. It comes on a Sunday night, and he had a skit where he was talking about this country wastes about 40% of its food every year. We can fill up hundreds of stadiums of food, you know, every year in this country. We just waste food, right? Now think about that. You don't think black people are part of that problem? I use my own family. I'm not going to sit here and be all holy and thou. My mother's refrigerator is ridiculous. We always throwing food out because we never eat everything. No one knows how to budget and eat and buy what they're going to eat. When I go to the store and I go shopping for me and my daughter, we buy what we're going to eat. You come to my house on some days, my refrigerator is damn near empty. I don't have leftovers and food in there spoiling. I don't wear house food. My freezer's half full all the time. You know? Because that's the freezer. But the refrigerator is full of fluids. Fruit and vegetables. But I gotta keep going to the store and replacing those because they go bad. The meat I buy, most of it never hits the freezer. Some of it does, but most of the time no, because I don't like freezing and then unfreezing food. It's not really good for meat. And that's another, I ain't gonna get into that. I like fresh meat when I do eat meat. The only thing I have frozen in my freezer as far as meat goes is fish, really. But I digress. My point is I'm smart about the stuff that I buy. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I'm going to eat. Whatever we buy, we're going to eat. We're efficient. I don't just throw shit in the cart. It's like we're walking zombies out here. No one's thinking, man. We just throwing money everywhere. Dr. Umar Johnson's starting a school and we can't get a school up, and this brother's serious. We know he's serious about the school. We know this man is dead serious, and he can't get the bread. He can't get the money. It's ridiculous, man. You got these racist cops out here killing people, and they're able to raise money overnight. Hundreds of thousands of dollars overnight for killing somebody. I forgive you. All this forgiveness talking. These people are racist as hell, man. Look, if white people are cool and ain't got nothing to do with it, cool, man. I'm talking to the racist bastards in this country. They're at war with us, man. And they're not playing with us. Whether it's a white cop, a white Hispanic cop, a whitewashed, brainwashed black cop, it don't make a difference. They all work for the system of white supremacy. They're the enforcement arm of it. They're the enforcement arm of these laws that start in these boardrooms, or these conference rooms, or these offices with these, with these CEOs and these Congress people and these, these legislators. The point of the game is to keep getting money. Make money. That's the point of America, man. Commerce. And it's directly connected to the deaths of our people. This is why we have no power. If you think about it, the boycott that took place in the 60s with Martin Luther King and all those guys, it was an economic boycott, man. And these people had to walk in the heat when it was hot, carpool with people they didn't know. Some cars would break down and they had to. So it was hurting money. People couldn't get to work. Remember back then, white people relied on black labor for house cleaning and, nannies and all the other little stuff, seamstress. They relied on black labor for that back then. And that's part of the reason why they let all these Koreans and Chinese and Hispanics come in the country and make this money, because they're getting it done with them, and not us no more. They don't need us to do it no more. They can just have them do it. We are not thinking right now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. We're not thinking at all. And because we're not thinking, we're losing. We're losing ground. We're losing lives. And that's, that's all I got to really say about this, man. We got to start thinking. Rest in peace to our sister Sandra. Rest in peace to our sister Sandra.